Hey guys, welcome back to another book preview video. In the last few videos we have taken a look at the art of Game of Thrones and the costumes of Game of Thrones books. So definitely go back through the videos and take a look at those. This week we are going to be looking at the photography of Game of Thrones. Quick look at the cover before we get straight into this. So there's the front, there's the back. Again, this is a big heavy book. And I'm hoping that my lighting will be okay in this because they are quite glossy pages, so the light does reflect quite a lot off of these. So I'm going to hold the contents up for a second so that people can actually pause the video if they are interested in reading this properly. Although looking at that, the contents doesn't really tell me too much. I don't really know what that means. In the last few videos I sort of skipped over the contents and I did not have a clue what I was sort of looking at in terms of order at least. So straight away we are seeing some large photos, some sort of double page spreads which are pretty cool. I've had some photography books in the past where it's all made up of tiny photos like this, which is really disappointing. Whereas this looks like it's obviously going to have some full screen ones as well. Full screen, full page, and double page like this. Before we get too far into it, as you can probably expect, this is the photography of Game of Thrones. It's season 1 to 8, which means there will be spoilers throughout. So if you haven't caught up with Game of Thrones, if you haven't actually watched them all, then it's probably not a good idea if you don't want anything to be spoiled for you. And at first glance, just passing these first few pages, I would say that they're definitely not in an order of series at least, because I'm seeing things straight away that are from sort of further along series, towards series 8. So it's definitely not going straight forward from series 1 to 8. The photos are definitely very good quality on this paper, but it might not be as clear on camera due to the glossy surface with my lighting as mentioned. You can see here as well it's got a ribbon in it. I'm not sure if there is a correct term for these for marking book pages, but the other two books in this series also had that. It does match those books size-wise, and it looks like it's going to have a similar amount of pages. I'll check that shortly. So we're seeing some photos that are not only screen grabs from the series, but also looks a bit more like they're the making of. You can see people with the cameras, the crew within the shots, maybe how they're setting it up, and even some that are just of the landscapes themselves. I wouldn't know if every photo in here is directly from the used shots in the series, or if maybe some of these are stills from shots that didn't actually make it in. You never know. And there's the ribbon again. And it's weird looking at these now just because she looks so young now compared to how long it's been out now. That's crazy. A few marks on my book here, which is a bit annoying considering it's new, but that's not the book's fault, I guess. So these books are quite expensive. They all seem to range at the moment from about £30 to £50. And that is the same for the Art of Game of Thrones book and the costumes book that I showed at the beginning. I already mentioned you can check out my videos for those. I'll put links in the description box below. It doesn't actually say anywhere that these are all part of the same series of books, but they all look to be sort of designed in the same way, size, page count, etc. And they all had the exact same release date. So that's why I'm assuming that they are all part of the same sort of collection. You can tell as soon as you get these books, or you can tell that they are really well made. So they are not cheap. They are definitely a luxury item. And out of the three, as an artist, the photography one is one that I was considering not getting as priority, if that makes sense. That being said, I did really want it. I have bought all three, but I did really want this one because I was hoping I would be able to use it as reference. Especially at the moment when I draw or do any studies, I'm at my PC drawing. I have a second screen so I can load reference up and work from that. But if I was working maybe somewhere without a PC, or maybe I'm working on an iPad or something like that, then I might not be able to have the same amount of reference loaded up. So I thought maybe I could use this book as that. We'll see, but that's my hopes for this book. As well as that, it is just, sorry, there's a massive spoiler there. You were warned. But yeah, maybe it's just wishful thinking, but it would be cool if I could use it like that. You can probably learn things from it if you really wanted, you know, composition and how things are laid out for good shots. So there's another one showing the sort of making of, so it's not just finished images or stills. It'd be quite interesting actually to see how they have made a lot of the shots or a lot of the scenes work. And this is quite nice. Again, it'll be hard to tell on camera, but it's actually written in silver, silver text, which seems quite fancy. Some really iconic moments from it as well, which is pretty cool. Brings it all back if you haven't watched it in a while, like me. And I said I would check the page count earlier. So I can see it goes to about 417 looking at that, which is a lot of pages. I think the other ones were about 420. One of them was maybe a little bit more. But yeah, very similar. I think I'd be able to study more from the bigger images, well, obviously, and the double page spreads, because obviously you can fit more detail on those. In terms of the print quality itself, they are very good, because I do find that some things, especially darks, you lose a lot of detail, and that's going to be something that's hard to show up on camera. Lol. But yeah, the print quality and the darks show up really well, keep a lot of detail to it. So as always with these videos, I will stick a link in the description box to where you can buy them from. I am in the UK, but I'm sure you'll be able to find them wherever you are. I wanted to make this video, and the same with the other books, because I bought these when they first come out, but there are not many reviews at the moment. Let me stop just to open this up on camera. Can't really fit it on screen because it's such a large book. Some really nice images. I'm getting a little bit distracted whilst I'm talking. I can't remember what I was talking about. Yeah, so there wasn't many reviews on like Amazon and things like that. And some of the reviews were quite mixed. And I don't think at the time of me showing this that Amazon would let you look at a preview of the books either. So I figured making a flick-through book like this, a quick preview book. Didn't see this guy in the series. But yeah, making a quick preview video like this might just help you if you are considering buying this book. Especially, as I say, when it's quite an expensive item, you don't want to buy it and find out it's not what you expected. That being said, with a photography book, I think most people know what to expect already. Photographs. So, yeah, you get what it says on the tin. So we are nearing the end now, and I'm going to leave it at that, because these videos are quite long due to the books being so big. And as I've said at the end of the other two, just be careful when you close these books when you've had them open, because it does pull on the sleeve. And if you're not careful, it probably will damage them, as you can see there. So as always, I hope you found this video useful. If you did, make sure you hit that thumbs up button and leave me a comment below. Let me know what books you guys are reading at the moment and what books you guys would want to see previews of in the future. And of course, make sure you subscribe for more content. Thanks for watching, everyone.